Our next speaker comes to us from Myanmar, Yamin Nyunt from Prxima Designs. It's an organization based in Myanmar working to improve the livelihoods of rural farmers in that country. So, do you want to use the stand or just my?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yamin Nyunt. I was born and raised in Myanmar, and I received my higher education in the United States. To be honest, my life has been of privilege. I grew up in a loving home with a loving family who were able to afford to send me to a good school. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for many of the people in Myanmar. While I was studying, I felt restless about following a traditional career trajectory that my family had expected of me. I itched to do something more meaningful with my life. I wanted to use the resources that I have to create impact in those who are less privileged. Economic struggles is one of the largest problems that families in my country face. Rural agricultural families are struggling to break bank year after year, and they often have to invest all of their money back into their farms instead of being able to send their children to secondary school. To give you a clearer picture, 1.5 million children between the ages of 10 to 17 cannot go to school and are forced to work. That is 1 in 5 children in Myanmar. And that is not the story of one family. This is a story that's a recurrent theme in low-income families all over the country. And what's even more troubling is these families don't want this for their children. They want to send their kids to school, and that's one of the first aspirations that they have when their income increases. But because of the economic struggles, the children are forced to work, either in the farms, or they're forced to work for their family's small businesses, or in other people's homes as servants, or even beg. And it's so pervasive that some of these children, they themselves volunteer to end their education early because they see their parents struggling. They want to help contribute to their family income, and they want to help provide for their younger siblings. And even for the children who do get to go to school, the education is often substandard because learning is based on simple rote memorization. So they don't get to develop their critical thinking skills, their creativity. In recent years, government spending on education has increased from 1.3% of the budget to 5%. But there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. This cycle needs to end. And my career will focus on ending this cycle. And that is why I joined Prxima Designs. The mission of Prxima Designs is to improve the income of rural families in Myanmar. And we believe that the best way to do this is to gain a deep knowledge of the people and the problems that they face. We listen with empathy. We use human-centered design to deliver products and services that will boost the income of our customers, the majority of whom are smallholder farmers. Currently, in Prxima Designs, many of our field staff are from these rural families themselves. In my current role, I lead a team called Prxima Skoll that works on training and developing our employees. And we use the same techniques that we use with our customers. We listen to our staff, and we find out what their needs are and what the challenges that they face at work are. And we try to provide them with the best learning solutions. We use high-quality curriculum design that is based on adult learning styles, and we provide them with technical skills trainings, English classes, soft skills training such as communication skills, mindset skills, and managing skills. Our growth mindset course in particular is especially popular with our staff. And our staff are intelligent and eager learners. And when given the right learning environment, they've shown the ability to use critical thinking skills They ask curious questions, and they share their ideas and diverse experiences with one another, within their teams and also across teams. Let me share with you a recent quote from one of our field staff. "I had never reflected on myself like this until I had the opportunity to at this training on growth mindset. I especially like the part about how we should not just be content with where we are right now, but to keep putting in our efforts to continue to grow." It is hearing feedback like this and seeing our staff grow and seeing the impact that they make. That's the most rewarding part of what I do. And I believe with a super workforce made up of talented and socially motivated individuals, we can and we will improve the economic well-being of rural families in Myanmar. These families desire a better life for themselves and for their children. And it's time to give them a choice and to unleash the potential of the people in my country. Thank you.
Thank you. Really amazing stuff, and I think Prximity is an organization that I've had the pleasure of getting to know a little bit better over my time at Skoll, and I know we probably didn't have time to go into it during your talk there, but I'd love for you to maybe share a little bit about what some of those products and services are that you're actually providing for rural farmers.
Yeah, definitely. So we have 3 main business units. Our first one is our irrigation services. So we provide irrigation products that we design on our own and manufacture on our own. And these range from treadle pumps to sprinkler systems to drip irrigation systems. Before that, farmers were carrying water from wells, carrying water across distances to irrigate their lands. So it was taking a lot of time and energy. So we do this to help them spend less time and energy. Also, the other thing that we do is our farm advisory services, because we want to be able to not only give them with the right irrigation products, but to make sure that they can get the best yields out of their crops. So we give them advice on how to deal with pests, how to deal with diseases, how to apply fertilizer so that they can increase their yields, but also reduce the expenses that they put into their crops. And the third business unit that we have is our microfinance loans. So we also want to provide farmers with the money to invest in their crops. So we do crop loans, livestock loans. We also recently started our small enterprise loans.
I have to say that every time I've spoken to anyone at Prximity, there's one message that always comes up to me, and it's this concept of investing in local staff. And it's clearly something that's very much embedded in your guys' value there. Can you tell us a little bit about why is it so important to have local staff on board as opposed to maybe bringing in someone from elsewhere?
Yeah. Because we want our impact to be sustaining. We want our impact to last. And we could get a lot of foreign talent, and which is great, but they're going to come and go. And then when they're gone, what's going to happen? So the best way to get sustaining, lasting impact is to invest in our local staff. And we just want people who are motivated to create a change. And if they don't have the skills, or if they need some more training, then we give it to them. And we just want to develop our staff to be able to help their own communities and make it grow and have lasting impact. Great.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your passion for your country and for your work.
Thank you.